There are two aspects of this election and the outcome thereof which are of interest to me. One aspect is an exciting aspect that I am happy about. The other is a very sad and disappointing aspect that I am scandalized and outraged about. Now, on the first aspect, which I say I'm excited about, it has to do with the fact that the work that some of us have done since 2017, when I say some of us, I'm not just talking about politicians like myself in the opposition, but even voices of conscience like senior brother, lawyer Martin Pegbu, your good self, what all of us have done since 2017 seem to be yielding results. It seem to have awakened the consciousness of the people of this country, patriotism in the people of this country. And people are beginning to assess the incumbent MPP, Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government, not on the basis of their political affiliations or sympathies, but on the basis of their governance and how that is impacting this country and the future of generations unborn. Mm-hmm. And so people are defying their political support or affiliation or sympathies for the ruling New Patriotic Party. They are standing by Ghana. They are taking patriotic decisions which they believe to be in their interest and in the interest of their children and their children's children. Mm. That, for me, is the exciting part of this election. Because if you look at the verdict clearly, it is a vote of no confidence in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government.
But they won.
It is, this clearly is a Pyrrhic victory. I don't consider this victory at all. And I will explain why I say so. But back to what I was saying, it is clearest indication that the MPP are on their way out of office. That, for me, is the positive takeaway from this election. You see, before Edreso, we had gone to Assin North. And in the Assin North election, you realize that the NDC in 2020 had attained 55% of valid vote cast. Mm-hmm. The MPP, on the other hand, attained 44%. When we went for the by-election, the NDC appreciated from 55% to a little over 57%. The MPP in that constituency, and Assin North is a swing constituency, the MPP has won it, the NDC has won it, a swing constituency. The MPP declined from the 44% they got in the main election in 2020 to 42%. Okay, if you check the decline, it was a 2.6 percentage decline. That should tell you about the fast rate at which this government is becoming unpopular. The alarming rate at which people, is it even alarming? The rate at which people are losing hope in the Akufo-Addo Bawumia MPP government. From Assin North, we went into this Edreso by-election. And as you yourself has demonstrated with data, you realize that in 2016, the MPP had a little over 83% of valid vote cast in the parliamentary. A little over 83%. In 2020, they had almost 83%, 82 point something, almost 83%. We go for a by-election which the MPP contested, not with any established political party like the NDC. They contested with an individual, Uswa Duomi. All this gentleman had was his reputation, his proven track record, his integrity, okay, and the service he has rendered the people of Edreso, over the 3 terms that he served as member of parliament. He didn't have the kind of logistics, the kind of resources, and the apparatus that was marshaled by the MPP. Bear in mind that this was not an election for just the MPP. The entire government apparatus was behind the MPP candidates. The national security was there. Ministers of state were there with government vehicles, government logistics. The president of the land, the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces was there on the ground. The vice president, who happens to be their flag bearer and leader, was there. And all these people came up against one individual. They branded him as an NDC-sponsored candidate, because they know that in Adjeso, you see, Adjeso is not just a stronghold of the NPP. It is one of their strongest holds in that stronghold called Ashanti. Adjeso is one of the constituencies that gives the NPP over 50,000, victory margins in general elections. Check the trend. So they know that once you succeed in branding any candidate as NDC, like the Muslims say, it is haram. People will run away, they will flee away from the candidate. So Bawumia himself on the political platform said, a vote for Aduomi is a vote for the NDC. This is a man who has sacrificed for the NPP. I'm talking about Aduomi. You check his track record, right from his days at Urban Rose all the way to the work he did as member of parliament and on the committee of Rose and all. Go and check his output. Yet, because he was running at independent, they bastardized him, they maligned him, said that he was an NDC-sponsored candidate. Aside that, you saw the money which was distributed, the obscene monetization of the election. And we've seen clips of, not a few minutes ago, we saw clips of that. And aside all the money, despite all the money which they distributed, despite the name calling, the demonization of Aduomi, branding him as an NDC-sponsored candidate and all that, and despite the overnight road projects and promises that were made to the people, the MPP declines from the 83% they got in 2020 to 55-56%. 55, and listen, we are not talking about nominal votes. So this issue of, the turnout was lower is neither here nor there. If the turnout is low, we expect you to be getting within that percentage. We are talking about percentages here. So if only a few people turn out to vote, we expect to see at least 70-75%, 80% of those who turn out to vote voting for you, so that we know that, okay, your strength in the constituency is still the same or has even improved. But from 83% to 56%, Master, this is a monumental embarrassment. This is tantamount to defeat. And that is why they can't even celebrate this victory. Okay? But not just that. I've heard some of them say that in by-elections in this country, voter turnouts are always low. It is not true. Go and check the voter turnout for the Assin North by-election. I was in the thick of affairs in Assin North. I managed the NDC's campaign. Voter turnout, as reported by the Electoral Commission, was 74.23%. 74.23% for the Assin North by-election. How come that voter turnout in the Adjeso by-election was 49.1%? They couldn't even hit 50%, despite the fact that they were distributing money like Kofi Brookman and Nkatie. They were distributing money. The people said, we are not interested in your money. We won't participate in the vote. Come and vote and take money. In their own stronghold, people are disinterested because they are disillusioned. People are tired of the economic mismanagement we have witnessed in the last 7 years, which has plunged this country into bankruptcy with its attendant hardships for all of us. They are tired of the corruption. They are tired of the arrogance of power. They are tired of the nepotism. They are tired of the waste they see. And they are sending a clear signal. So I agree with Senior Nanohini when he says that this is a big statement. It's a statement by the people of this country that, look, we are tired of the misgovernance and we want a change. It is not a product of any internal divisions in the NPP. You can't tell me that all the people who voted for Aduomi are card-bearing members of the NPP and care about the inner workings or the inner internal affairs of the New Patriotic Party. These are protest votes by neutrals, by floating voters, by NDC supporters, and by die-hard NPP members who have seen the light. So for me, that is a positive aspect of the election. Now, lastly, on the negative aspect of the election. Look, we've seen by-elections in this country over and over again, okay? monetization is not a new phenomenon. I will not make a fuss about it, even though, admittedly, we are seeing that on a level never witnessed in the history of this country. But for me, what was most shocking, what broke me down as a young man, was the level of desperation I saw the MPP display at Edreso, where they went to the extent, that shameful extent, of distributing narcotic substances, illegal, illicit substances, like marijuana, which can make people mad, marijuana, which can cause people to suffer from chronic ailments and all that.
And you think the police should be interested in this?
Exactly.
The police should pick this matter up because you're making a statement as was put out there by some of the constituents.
No, these are the beneficiaries of the marijuana. Those who are giving the marijuana.
Yes, there's some videos.
And eyewitnesses.
Exactly.
And eyewitnesses.
Eyewitnesses.
So the woman who spoke said, I saw it. Yeah. Then the gentleman said, they gave the marijuana to us. Master, you people, how wicked can you be? Because of an election, because of power, I shouldn't do what? I am totally disgusted.
Don't do this.
I am totally appalled.
This is the first time I'm meeting you.
No, listen.
Don't do this.
Don't do what?
Say what you want to say.
I am, and that is exactly what I'm doing.
Gentlemen,
I'm not sure I've mentioned your name.
No, you are.
Okay, gentlemen.
I shouldn't.
It's all right.
You are the icon of the MPP.
Okay.
Because of what he said, I'm going to look in his direction. I'm going to look into his direction. Maybe the cameraman should take the camera.
Let us have a very fruitful discussion.
Are you here as neutral?
I said let's have a very fruitful discussion.
So you don't want me to look at you?
We are all against monetization.
My brother.
Okay.
I think I didn't interject you. I didn't interject you. Respectfully.
That's fine.
I didn't interject you.
Sammy Gyamfi, move on.
So the point is this. It is totally unacceptable, totally irresponsible and reprehensible for a political party in this country to descend so low to the extent of distributing marijuana. Then what are they going to do in the main elections coming up? Are they going to be importing shiploads of marijuana from Jamaica to be and distribute that to voters? One voter, one rule. One voter, one rule.
That's good.
What level of desperation is this? And you see, this was being given to the young people. This is your stronghold. You should be genuinely, if for example they were distributing, say, hair dryer machines or even food, okay? Or they were not even thinking of distributing food. Weed. It's like they don't care about the future, the health of these young people.
That's what I was saying. Would you urge the police to take up this
was one
matter?
of the lowest points for our democracy as a country. And I think that if the law enforcement agencies are serious, Mr. IGP, Mr. Dampare, if you are really serious about combating crime, you should take up this matter, investigate this matter, because people saw those who did the distribution. They know the vehicles they were riding in. It is possible for people to identify those who engage in this shameful act. And to date, you know that the MPP has not issued any statement to condemn it, which clearly means that they endorse it. It means that it was a strategy deployed by them. Okay? And this, for me, is a reason why any young person listening to us, watching us this morning, should not give their vote to the New Patriotic Party, because they simply don't care about you. They are ready to give you marijuana to destroy your life for votes. That is what they are ready to do. And I think that we should go back to the name they were once given, the Narcotics People's Party.
There is one.
That is how we should be referring to the MPP now. No longer New Patriotic Party, but Narcotics People's
So you
Party.
want the police to investigate this matter?
They must investigate this matter. But for me, and lastly, the one of the sad aspects of this election also had to do with a very, I don't want to use certain words because this is about the president. I don't want to say irresponsible, but maybe let me use the word reckless.
What are you see, with respect to what exactly?
The president mounted a stage and told the people of Edreso that, look, I am the president. No independent member of parliament can come to me to lobby me for rules. And that it is only MPP members of parliament who can come to me to lobby me for rules. What was he communicating? Was he telling us that he is only a president for the MPP?
Absolutely.
Does he understand the seriousness of his oath of office? The oath that says that he will be fair to all manner of persons? Does it understand the constitution he has sworn to uphold, the supreme law of the land, Article 17 of which says that he is not supposed to discriminate against any group of people? Look, this is not a one-off of the cuff statement by the president. You heard what he told the chiefs from Ekumfi, who visited him at the presidency, the seat of government. And he told them that I neglected you because you chose to vote against the MPP parliamentary candidates. He goes to flood victims somewhere in the voter region and he tells them that you didn't vote for me, so I was not even supposed to come here. I'm doing you a favor. In other words, paraphrasing him, by coming here because you didn't vote for me. Now he goes to Ebieso, his own stronghold, and he tells them that no independent member of parliament can come to me for rules. Really, Mr. President? So are you saying that constituents who have elected independent members of parliament, members of parliament, like the constituents in Fomena, they don't pay taxes? You are not their president? Are you just an NPP president?
Okay.
For me, this is what makes President Akufo-Addo the worst president we have ever had. He shouldn't have even gotten an opportunity to be close to that esteemed, seat, because he doesn't understand what it means to be president. He thinks he's an MPP leader, an MPP, foot soldier. When he speaks, he doesn't speak like a commander-in-chief. He doesn't speak in ways that shows respect for all Ghanaians, irrespective of one's affiliation, one's background. And that for me was another low moment. So look,